Going, y'all? This is Juan over with Watermelon AI, and today I'm going to be sharing something that I think a lot of us deal with, travel expenses, and how to do some quick analysis on travel expenses if you are tight on time or if you just want to spend less time in Excel. I have nothing against Excel. I've spent a little bit over 9 years in corporate finance across investment banking, across financial planning and analysis, working from smaller companies, Series A, Series B, all the way through large enterprises, like Fortune 500 companies. So this is my prompt for today. So I'll show you what I have. I have an Excel spreadsheet. This is essentially taking the same format that Navan is set up in. So you have transaction IDs, you have the date and the post date, you have your employee, and you obviously have your employee emails, have where what the expense is related to. So obviously this is food and beverage, this is travel. We have some international travel here as well. Um, so on and so forth. I will be happy to post this Excel file in the link below of the video, so you guys can do as you please with this data. 600 rows, so it's not a whole lot. That's our file. For now, we'll go ahead and close that and then we'll look at our prompt. So what we're going to be letting Claude know is this is our travel expense in CSV. Convert this to Excel and add an analysis tab. So these are essentially the categories we want to see. We want to see who the top merchants are, who the frequent flyers are. We want to know who's spending a lot of money within the business. And we want to arrest them. And we want the CFO to arrest them. And then we want a dashboard. In this setup, you can obviously have a variety of different types of dashboards. We'll keep it simple here. Let's say we're in a rush and we just want to mock something up. So we'll also give it our color palette. And then after that, we'll tell it what we want the dashboard to have. We'll have some pie charts, we'll have a monthly trend line, we'll have some bar charts, and I think you're really going to like the output that we have here. Ultimately, I do think it should be presentable to the CFO, but we want it to be visually appealing. And these are some key highlights just to help you understand how you should be prompting your large language models. I'd be happy to share this document and this prompt as well in the bottom of the video. So let's copy this and let's jump over to Claude. And first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take that Excel file, well, I guess technically it's a CSV file, and I'm just going to dump it here, right? And I'll load it into Claude, and then I'll also load in my prompt. So I'm literally just copying and pasting, drag and dropping. And so now we'll hit enter, and we'll let this thing run. And as this thing is doing its job, I am going to speed up this process again and I'll go make some coffee again. So I'll let you guys hang out here for a bit. Um, it might prompt us for a couple questions and we'll give it permission to do what it needs to do in order to get the job done. We'll see you in a bit. Great. So it seems like our analysis has been complete. So it's provided us two deliverables, even call them deliverables. So we have an Excel analysis file, which contains the raw data, executive summary, top spenders, flight lead time, frequent flyers, so on and so forth. Then we also have an executive dashboard. So this is going to be graphs and visualizations that should be CFO ready with our ideal color palette. And let's see what it created. This was our raw data, and it doesn't seem like it created formulas. And it's going to be really hard for us to be able to audit this data and ensure that it's accurate without formulas. So let's go ahead and ask it to ensure that everything in the Excel file is formula driven. So we want it to be traceable and auditable. Should we need to jump into the Excel file and ensure that data is accurate? So let's do that, hit enter, and then let's see what it comes back with. Seems this is now ready to go. So let's take a look at this updated version. So now we can go over to top spenders, and it does seem like it is using formulas now. So now we can go over to top spenders, and it does seem like it is using formulas now. But yeah, but we can trace back to employee name if we use the OG shortcuts. And then it also is doing count ifs based on the employee name as well. So that's good. That gives me some confidence. So total spend, also all formula driven based on the amount. So that's good. Same thing with flight counts, and that is what that document looks like. Let's go ahead and look at the dashboard. So this is an okay dashboard. It's not my favorite, to be honest with you. Um, I think there is some room for improvement. And something that you can also do is you can actually ask for charts to be created from these data sets. So this is an example of charts that it's created for me in the past. This was the previous prompt. Uh, And so it does an okay job at creating the charts, but I guess as you can see, you still need to go back in and audit some of this data. So I would be careful with when you do have charts that you ask it to build. I would just go back in and update the data. I think it does a really good job at giving you an initial version, but you likely have to go in and um, tweak some things. As you can tell, I have to drag and drop some of these rows, right? So that's one thing everyone should keep in mind. But ultimately, I think if you just wanted to get a really quick analysis of who your frequent flyers are, who's spending money, even if you were going to do this on a weekly basis, this is not a bad dashboard to provide within the first 10 minutes. Obviously, we want to maybe um, ensure that the spacing here is accurate, right? But outside of that, this is a pretty solid dashboard. You can quickly figure out how well your team is doing, whether it's on a weekly basis or monthly basis, and you can start getting ahead of um, anyone breaking the rules, whether it's meals, whether it's flights, or whether it's the department themselves that maybe your finance department shouldn't be your biggest spender, right? So I'll include these documents down in the video, and feel free to reach out. Again, my name is Juan. I'm with Watermelon AI, and I would be happy to take a look at any problems that you might be having um, with tooling, with how long some things are taking. And as I've mentioned before, ultimately my goal is to help people be able to get off work early. And um, I fundamentally believe that finance professionals should be able to make it home to dinner and we should have dinner with our families. So, if that's something that resonates with you, if you find yourself working really late nights and really long weekends, then I definitely think we should connect. I'll include a link to my calendar. Feel free to throw some time on there and would love to get to meet you and figure out what you've got going on within whether it's your department or as a whole. Yeah, and I look forward to connecting with you.